Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special segment on the AMX. Today, looking at the weather, it's mostly cloudy with 26 degrees right here in Brisbane at this point in time. Well, what are we going to do today? Today, we're going to look at the citizenship ceremony. As we know, Brisbane City Council holds citizenship ceremonies throughout the year. Mainly once every month, but sometimes maybe twice every month. But it is wonderful to see everyone coming to that uplifting event, and they come in, receive the certificates, and it's just so wonderful. So let's take a look at some of the things that did take place there, and then we will look at some of the recordings of the day as well. So as I mentioned before, that it's a quite a nice setup. So this is the pre-ceremony reception for the VIPs and especially invited guests. So the VIPs and especially invited guests attend that, and then of course we all move into the main auditorium. The main auditorium is very well decorated and themed, as we can see our First Nations people and for the welcome. And Mikey, of course, the Wonder Auslan man, is always there to support the event, and that's the leader of opposition addressing the David Crisafulli as well. And of course, the chair of the Civic is so David Cooney, and he runs this as the MC for the event. And the VIPs sit up on the gallery and get a very good view. This is the post-event reception, and you can see Charlie Sandel in there as well from Home Affairs, together with Lord Mayor and myself. So these are after the ceremony has taken place. So these are this is a family all the way from Maldives who have come and now settled here in Brisbane. So now they call Brisbane home. So it's wonderful to see that, so many people taking up citizenship, and so much better for Brisbane. And one of the things that Lord Mayor does at the event is he always talks about his own journey, especially the journey of his dad, who was a migrant. And because he too sat in that same room and got his citizenship with the then mayor, which was Clem Jones. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's all the VIPs once again. So right now, let's go and take a look at some of the events that actually took place on the day. First of all, the traditional and the official party has just entered the hall.
And it's actually a point in the river just up the end of George Street where the Parliament House is. But welcome to our land. Our people have been here for over 65,000 years, over 300 different Aboriginal nations, speaking that many different languages as well, and governed by that many societies. And still in the modern day, we are still here. This next dance we'd like to do for you is one which we call Yolgara. and Yalgara is Breakfast Creek. Anyone been to Breakfast Creek yet? Anyone been to the Breakfast Creek Hotel? Yeah, not a bad place. You can get a steak, right? You can get a good T-bone steak, or if you want to go large, you get the big tomahawk, and they'll cook it up for you too. But good place for a steak and beer. Well, our tribe live around there, and that's, we call it dreaming. So when we're dreaming, we're not meaning to go to sleep or dream about it. We're just meaning that a long, long time ago in the dream time, we had an ancestor that was the Goanna, named after the Goanna. And we have a big dream time story about it as well. This dance, Yalgara, meaning the Goanna, the people, and also the language.
I'm your MC for this evening. Now, I am growing a moustache for Movember, and a few of my colleagues who are here have started calling me Ned Flanders. I am answering to both. Just so you know, if you say, "Hey Ned," I will turn around. I am delighted to welcome you all to your citizenship ceremony. Would you please put your hands together again for the Royal Navy Band and tribal experiences. Brisbane City Council acknowledges this country and its traditional custodians. We acknowledge and respect the spiritual relationship between traditional custodians and this country, which has inspired language, songs, dance, law and dreaming stories for over many thousands of years. We pay respects to our elders, those who have passed into the dreaming, those here today and those of tomorrow. May we continue to peacefully walk together in gratitude, respect and kindness, in caring for this country and one another. I'd also like to acknowledge our distinguished guests. Joined here on stage with me is the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor of Brisbane, Councillor Adrian Schrinner. We also have on stage with us Mr David Crisafulli, Leader of the Opposition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a rock star welcome for Mr Mikey Webb, our Auslan interpreter. I'd also like to acknowledge some other VIP guests. Can I acknowledge Mr Lance McCullum, MP, Assistant Minister for Energy, Member for Bundamba, representing the Honourable Anastasia Palaszczuk, MP, Premier and Minister for the Olympics and the Paralympics. Can I also acknowledge one of my colleagues, Councillor Sandy Landers, Councillor for Bracken Ridge. And on behalf of the Defence Force, we have Lieutenant Commander Amy Rollins, Royal Australian Navy. And from the QPS, Queensland Police Service, we have Inspector Matthew Ryan, Queensland Police Service, representing Commissioner Katrina Carroll, APM. And from Queensland Fire and Emergency, we have Acting Superintendent Tim Clark, representing Acting Commissioner Steve Smith, AFSM. We also have members of the Lord Mayor's Multicultural Roundtable with us, and they are Mr Umesh Chandra, OAM, representing the GOPIO International. We also have Mr Mohammed Farak Adam, President of Muslim Business. We have Mr Huai Kong Chan, Vice President of the Australasian-Malaysian Business Council of Queensland. And we have Mr Michael Yao, OAM, Hong Kong Association of Queensland. And we also have representatives from Home Affairs and other multicultural organisations and communities. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we have you here tonight. So I welcome everybody here today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how does it feel? Because it is official. You are now Australian citizens.
And this is right after the ceremony, and wonderful to be announced as new citizens, 600 plus last night.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to our new citizens. You may be seated. Our representative families may be seated, with the exception of Donna, who is going to speak on behalf of the representative families and the new citizens.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to say, on behalf of my family and I thank you for the honour of speaking to you all tonight. I may cry. I thought IELTS was bad, but this is something else. Our family's love for Australia began nearly 18 years ago when Tony and I came here for our wedding and honeymoon. It was during this time when we first discussed the possibility of immigrating here. In such a short space of time, Australia had already scored itself onto our hearts with its stunning landscapes, multicultural diversity, and the friendly, easygoing, no worries nature of the people. But before I knew it, we were a young family of 5. It became an annual joke when the cold and dark UK winter set in for me to say, let's move to Australia. And Tony would reply, no, you had your chance. To be fair, our life in the UK was fine, but Australia was like this itch that wouldn't go away. I was so sure that it would provide a happier and healthier future for my family. So I changed tact. Instead of waiting until winter, I casually mentioned it at a summer birthday, and to my surprise, Tony said, okay, let's go for it. Little did I know that the process, just to set foot here, would take us 2.5 years. It definitely wasn't easy. At times I really felt like giving up, but we stayed determined to achieve our goal, and here we are today. I'm forever grateful to my family for taking this leap of faith with me. Our life in Australia so far has been everything I believed it could be. The boys have had opportunities for sport and education in Brisbane that would not have been possible in the UK. We have all been warmly welcomed into the community. We feel respected and that our contribution matters. And the boys have formed good friendships that will last beyond childhood. As part of my nursing job, transporting Queensland's sick newborn babies between hospitals for specialist care, I am lucky enough to occasionally fly by helicopter over the city. I do not need to tell you all how beautiful Brisbane is, but I do pinch myself at how blessed I feel to call this place home. Tonight's citizenship ceremony is the final piece of our immigration jigsaw, but really we're still at the start of our lives here and moving forward, so proud to do it as Australians. Congratulations everybody.
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, up to date on the air mix. So, and isn't that just wonderful? And of course, we have the Navy band there playing as well, and the girls' choir, which always sings in as well. We might try to bring you those clips for the next time round. But that was just to give you an idea of the size of the citizenship ceremony that takes place at the Brisbane City Hall. And normally there's about 600 people who receive the citizenship certificate on that night. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been wonderful having your company on the show. Right now, let's take a look at some of the functions and events taking place here in Brisbane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope that you enjoyed today's show. Those little, few glimpses of the Brisbane City Council's monthly citizenship ceremony held at the People's Place, the Brisbane City Hall, and it's a wonderful feeling to be present there and watch everyone receive their citizenship. And you can see the smiles on so many faces, and everyone also goes away with a gift from Brisbane City Council, and that is a plant which is indicative of them planting the seeds in Australia, putting the roots within the community as well. So the Lord may always jokes that make sure that that plant does not die. But all jokes aside, it is just a wonderful event to be taking part in. It is so uplifting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining in with the show today. And as I mentioned before, that if there's anything that you'd like to see on the show, quite happy to take that into account. if you have any function that you'd like to talk about or promote on the show, and if there's any issues within the community that you want to discuss, any upcoming events, any festivals. We know that there's lots of festivals and events that do take place. There are many religious significance and events within many communities. If anyone is willing to come on air and talk about that, we'd love to have you on the Air Mix show and talk about that, because this is your show. You can come to the studio, which is the preferred method, but if you can't, doesn't matter. We can get you in via a video link as well. So ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow, it's goodbye from me. The temperature's just gone up to 25 degrees and mostly cloudy today. Until tomorrow, it's goodbye. Be good.